The one argument for anybody who wants to argue Team Ambrose would be the schedule didn't complement their skill as much.
Yeah.
Now I believe it's 7 street and sports car races, whereas with Ambrose they had Deuce. They had Infineon and they had, which became Sonoma and Watkins Glen. And so maybe there's that argument. The schedule is so much gray under, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate more than anything. Both superior acts right now, as the title and the graphic says, we are in the era of SVG, and if he wins a championship, I don't know what they'll do, because NASCAR doesn't want the international driver to win.
No.
They don't want the woman driver to win, or the black driver, or the gay driver. They want to just have them in the field so they can talk about them and the someday diversity stories. NHRA is really diverse. They don't have to talk about it. But NASCAR has to... Sorry, David. Listen, he doesn't endorse my opinions. He's just a good buddy, and he talks with me because he's a good man.
I'm just here smiling, cheering you on.
Can you understand what I mean, though? As far as you don't have to agree, but my point is, if an Aussie or a New Zealander ever wins the NASCAR Cup Series, I bet they start eliminating some of the street cars, races. And frankly, I don't want that, because I was the guy in 2002 who said, let's get 10 of them. This complements my interests. But the casual fan, it's very wishy-washy how many we should have. Right now, it's the era of SVG.
You just, in my opinion, you want to have the diversity. I mean, IndyCar, they boast having ovals, short ovals, Indy and street course, road course. You want to have a good balance. And if you want to call yourself like the top motorsport in North America, I would hope that you would have a good mixture of everything. And I don't know if you want to get rid of that.
No, I certainly agree. Now, finally, I want to talk briefly, because you seem to be a nostalgic fan of the sport. And nostalgic meaning the gold era, 95 to 05 maybe. How about Red Bull back in victory lane? Casey Kane, Brian Vickers, they did great. AJ Allmendinger and Scott Speed, not as much, but they were more known for ushering them into the sport. I think it's great to see another Red Bull paint scheme back, especially with Mad Max Verstappen about to leave. Who knows where their F1 and Ford future is over in Europe?
Yeah, that's the thing. For me, it's funny. I actually have a Vickers Red Bull car over here. But it's Red Bull is always the iconic team. Even when they first came in, you're like, okay, those are bold cars. They had like the red wheels in the back to kind of match the Red Bull. That's
right.
Just everything about it was just very cool. And then obviously having Vickers win at Michigan and
the Michigan,
Kane winning at Phoenix, and it's cool because it brings in the cool factor, I think, because Red Bull's obviously on top of the world, not very long, not much longer in F1, but they're kind of like the trendsetters.